Good evening, everyone. Hello, 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 and welcome to the first online workshop for Ideas into Action. I am so excited to be here today with you all. In the room, we also have Lucas and Biju Saholo from TERN, your Spark officers, who is ready to get going. We are very, very much excited. We have loads to cover, so let's start. Okay, just before we get started, small bit of housekeeping. Please mute your microphone. There will be some time to speak today, at which time unmute yourself, please. Ask questions in the Zoom chat. We want these to be engaging, and we will be engaging back with you. Talk to us. And finally, if you drop off the call for whatever reason, please just rejoin with the same link. Now, who am I? Well, my name is Mariam Tahir, and I am an alumni of the Ideas into Action program and the founder of Coffee with Kids, a social enterprise, which is a community coffee shop that provides free childcare service for refugees and low-income parents. I'm also going to be teaching you the workshops this year alongside Aruba Hamid. I have worked with Lucas from TERN and designed this workshop based on my own experience and all I have learned along the way. You will learn a lot of theory as well as from some mistakes that I have made early on. So, what are we doing today? Today is all about your mission, vision, and values. And we are going to be working in your social business plan tool. Can you share the link, Lucas, please? So in this tool, we will be writing, what are your organizational mission, vision, and values? We are going to spend some time thinking about who you are actually working with. Who are the people you are helping as an organization? We are also going to be thinking about what actually is my MVP and what indeed is an MVP. So today we are going to be building off of the kickoff session and start looking at what indeed are your organizational mission, vision, and values. We are going to get into breakouts and start working on activities, on your social business plan. Before coming back together to this in your social business plan, we are going to have a breakout. Looking at what exactly is an MVP. We are going into your own breakout to look at exactly what is that you are working toward and how you are getting there, where we will be sharing and getting feedback from your group on the workshop. And finally, you will hear from Lucas about what is coming up next. So let's think back to last week and the kickoff session where we looked at where you are going and why you are getting there. We cannot simply get somewhere without knowing where we are going. And to do that, we need a map to get there. So before we even start thinking about an MVP, you want to start thinking about your organizational map. The destination of where you are going as an organization. This is very much what we have been doing during the kickoff last week, where we started understanding your story, your values, and what is important to you, the why. As to you being social entrepreneur, but it's now time to start thinking on an organizational level about the why, but also about where your organization is going. We can do this through working out your organization, mission, vision, and values. These are so important as it determines exactly why your organization exists. It explains who you are, and it shows people what your organization and why behind your organization. It's not the entire story, but the core of your organization, and it shows which direction your organization is going. These are the guiding principles of your organization. It is the map to reach your organization's destination. Let's start with the vision statement. What is that looks like when you have completed your organizational work and goals? Your vision statement is a short sentence, one or two words or phrase, which ultimately describe the future that you are working towards. This could draw in the world around you, or it could be what your organization looks like once your organizational mission is fulfilled. The vision should be clear and concise, and it's your end destination. This is where you are going. How can you know where are you going if you don't know what your end destination is? Your mission statement, one or two sentences describing why your organization exists and what you do. It's very simple, short, and sharp. And it is what becomes your guiding star for your organization. Without your mission, it's impossible for you to know what you are doing and what is the core of your organization. Your mission statement is an integral part of your organization, and it shows the world as well as yourself what you do. You want to settle on your mission statement as early as possible, as it will help you and guide you and your organization. Your values. Your values are the guiding principles for you, which you stand as an organization. They are the ideas you compromise as you to do your mission in pursuit to your vision. Can you see how all three are linked together? These values, 3 to 4 of them, are the highest values of your organization. It's what unites your employees, unites your supporters, engage your partners, and drives the organization. These are the beating heart of your non-profit organization. As we look at the last week in the kickoff, values are so important to you, and it is exactly the same as for your organization. We all have values that we hold personally, and it's the same for organizations. Organizations hold their values close to their core, and they guide your organization. Your values can help you align with potential partners, supporters, employees. And if there is a bad value align, you probably won't be working together. There are not right and wrong values. There are rather values which are important to you and your organization. I don't think that your personal values will be exactly the same as your organizational values. However, I don't think that you will have quite similar organizational values. They will be similar because you are your organization right now, and you are the one driving the start of this. Your values are often one or two words, but you can always explain them in a short sentence afterwards. So let's look at an example of a mission, vision, and values. So I'm going to use Turn as an example. At Turn, we have a mission, and it's a rather clear, straightforward, but one which defines all the work that we do. Our mission is to enable refugees to thrive through the power of their own ideas. We also have a vision statement, which is the word where we want to be contributing toward. Our vision statement is a world where refugees have a fair chance to build a livelihood. And finally, we are guided by our values, which are, we are compassionate. We value and respect life experience, energy, and cultures of everyone in our community. We make time to listen first and understand those around us. We are ambitious and enterprising. With curiosity and creativity, we shape the crazy into reality. We seek to grow our impact exponentially. We are participative. At Turn, refugees are the leaders who decide Turn's future. We ensure that the ideas of our community, volunteers, partners, and team members are heard and nurtured. We always improve. We embrace a process of continual individual and collective improvement to pilot, test, and adapt to find the best path to achieve our vision. Our values apply to everything we do. When we seek partnerships with organizations and individuals who understand and share our values. So as you can see, these three aspects, the mission, vision, and values of your organization, are essential as they are the guiding star of your organization. But they don't only guide you, they're also there so you can communicate to stakeholder. What is that you do? This is the first one, what you are exactly doing. How you are doing it. Why and what are your values? These simple statements are communicating your why and your organizational place in the world. So your mission, vision, values, these are very important to your beneficiaries or customers. The people you are working with, they want to know why it is that you are doing what you are doing and why you are indeed trying to solve their problems. Equally, your supporters, they need to know also who you are and what you stand for. These could be volunteers, cheerleaders for the organization, employees, or just the general public. But definitely, people need to know what is it that you do and what is it that you stand for and working towards. This could also be partnerships. You want to work with them and you have value aligned with the people that you partner with. And so that your funders know who you are. Nobody is going to fund you unless they know where you are going, what your general mission is, and what your values are. People want to be aligned with you and your organization before they put money toward it. It's essential to show all these people your mission, vision, and values, which is why we are starting with this so early so that you have this going forward as you grow as a social entrepreneur or as a nonprofit owner. You never forget what your values are, what your mission is, and definitely what your big vision is. And you can share all of this information and more in your social business plan. This is in your folder. You can use this document to share with beneficiaries, supporters, with your team, your partners and funders, to convey a lot of information to them. In your social business plan, you have your executive summary, which is your mission, vision, and values. You will also have your team as well, so you can show it to your team, as well as to show it to show that you understand the sector you are working in and who exactly you are working with and why you are solving this problem. You will show what actually it is you are offering to your beneficiaries and explain how you will be doing it. Show you are creating an impact and how much impact you are having, before also showing your costs and fundraising. Today, we are focusing on the executive summary, your beneficiaries and market, and what you are actually going to do, your MVP. So the first step we are going to work in section 1 today, it is your business plan, your executive summary. We are going to be writing down your vision, mission, and values. It's okay if you didn't finish this in the next breakout. It's about starting, not about completing it. It's about thinking about your organizational why and the drive. Why is it you are doing what you are doing? So let's start writing this down so that you start knowing which way you are going and how you get there. Don't worry right now about the impact. You will do this in 2 weeks at the next workshop. Let me show you part of my executive summary. I worked with my team to work on it carefully, consider and personal and experience. Values, organization. Why? What? How? For my board of child care parent.
Sorry.
How I'm going to do?
Mariam, we're losing you a little bit. I think a few people were feeling that as well. We lost you a little bit.
From where?
You're cutting in and out just a bit. If you go back slightly, I think everybody was finding that. If you go back a few slides, start this one again, basically.
This one.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So after impacts, we've done impacts. Go to the next slide.
Okay. So we're done. This one?
Yeah. Go from here, from the beginning.
Okay,
You seem to be back now. You seem to be back.
Okay, that's brilliant. So I'm just showing part of my executive summary. I worked on it with my coach, obviously. And I was very carefully considering my business goals and personal values and experience. When I started working on my mission, vision, and values, I looked at my organization and why it was created, what I will be doing, and how. For example, my organization provides an affordable childcare service to refugees and low-income parents. This was my mission, my idea. How I'm going to do this? What are my values? And how I will be welcoming people and dealing with them. These were my values. And finally, what is my plan? What is my future vision? I looked carefully at all of these and tried to put together my mission, vision, and values statements. Let's have a look at my mission, vision, and values. As you can see on the slide, my vision is to have branch of Coffee with Kids in every London borough. My mission is to provide an affordable childcare and co-working space for refugees and low-income parents. And then my values: welcoming. I want to provide caring, welcoming, and friendly environment where refugees are welcomed. Equal opportunities. I believe in giving equal opportunities to vulnerable groups in society who need support with childcare. Community. I support people in our community by giving them access to network, volunteering, and employment opportunities regardless of their background or their legal status. Okay, it's time for our first breakout. We are going to break out for 40 minutes. Get to work. Let's see how far we can get with your mission, with you. What is your organizational vision and what are your organizational values? You can answer these in any order you like, but please don't finish this now. You don't need to finish this now. It's just a start and something which you want to keep working on it. But what's really important is that you have this at the core of your social enterprise or nonprofit, as it's what guides you. Okay. Does everyone know how to find their business plan? Well, these are our brilliant facilitators. They can help you if not, and they can answer any questions you may have. These are our 4 workshop facilitators. You will be looked after by Biju Saholo, Diana, Basil, and Lucas. They are there to answer any questions that you may have and help you with understanding how to break down your mission, vision, and values. Let's break out. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that breakouts working on your mission, vision, and values. It's now time to come back together and start looking at your MVP, your minimum valuable product or service. This is what you are going to do, what you are doing as an organization. So you have where you are going as an organization, but this is explaining what you are going to do to get there. It's about the how. How are you going to achieve your mission? And how you are working toward your vision. So let's start with what is the MVP? Well, an MVP is your diamond. It is what you want to work toward as your gemstone for what your organization is delivering. It's quite frankly what you plan to deliver. But what is important is the 3 words, which is minimum. When you start, you can't do everything you want to do. So you can't deliver your whole big vision at one time. You want to start small or minimum. Minimum is good for many reasons. It is firstly less expensive for you and much more simple to start. This is the most simple version of what you want to do. Your starting point. Starting somewhere, starting with the first step. Of course, there are so many ideas in the big vision, so don't lose that. But finding the one that is valuable to others, affordable for you, and doesn't take so long to make it real is the real art form of the entrepreneur. Never forget this. Less is more sometimes. Number 2, valuable. Valuable is a word that means possible or has potential. We can call it a minimum valuable product because we are always thinking of the users, the customer. We put an emphasis on value. And if you are solving the problem that your beneficiaries have, are you really solving this? If you are not, what are you doing it for? Focusing on the people you are working with is the what will determine your success or not. You are providing something for somebody and they need it. You need to be solving a solution and your product or service needs to be valuable. Number 3, product or service. This is what the final thing is. The MVP will be the final version which you think is doable and that you can take it to your beneficiaries and that you can actually deliver. Your MVP is a part of a process to get your big vision. We are showing you the steps to get there. So when you decide your MVP and you have something to work with, you can also try some smaller projects beforehand so that you don't need to launch the entire thing. We can do this by first creating a pilot project of the MVP. This is a kind of a small scale version of the MVP, scaled down and simpler to run, which can help you to test a concept or idea or to prove that it can work. From this, you can iterate your MVP, learn from it, and any mistakes you have made or findings you have had, which you can use to develop your MVP. The reason why you learn is because you are learning from the people you are also working with, your beneficiaries. As when you pilot, you are doing a project for them and impacting them. But you might find out different things as you go along, and they may have something to say about your pilot and project. You are learning by doing it. So perhaps the idea you have now might be very different from the final MVP, but by doing, you will be learning. By getting things wrong, by trying things, you will be able to determine what your final MVP is. And it's all part of the journey of you launching your social enterprise or your nonprofit. Remember, less is more. Don't try to do everything. Keep it simple, but write down the bigger idea. You won't be able to do everything all at once, but you can do some of it, one step at a time. So, as you define your MVP, you also want to think, what is that makes your offering different? What are organizational unique selling points or USPs that makes you unique? What makes you stand apart from the rest? How are you different from the competitors? What will make people choose you over others? Now, you might say, I cannot include all of them in my MVP because I cannot afford to make them all. That is fine. Because you want to be focusing on the minimum. This could even be more values that makes you different. But you need to think clearly about the start. How can you start affordably, but also make sure you stand out as unique? Let me give you a good example of my MVP, Coffee with Kids. I want to tell you the story of my organization and explain where I am at the moment on my journey in relation to my vision, or my big vision. I started with understanding who is this for. This is my story. From my own experience, I know that there was like many problems for me when it came to childcare. I couldn't find anywhere that I could afford to look after my children, so I could focus on my studies and work. So I started with being very clear on identifying my beneficiaries, who they are, and their problems. This was first. I then worked around how I would solve their problems with my solution, with my MVP. So my beneficiaries are refugees, asylum seekers, and low-income parents. What's their problems? They have lack of access to affordable childcare. They don't have childcare access. Loneliness and social isolation. They don't have network. Safe and welcoming place to work or study. This is the problem they have. So parents from low income and they have no access to childcare support, for example, refugees and people who have no access to public fund, they cannot afford any childcare. Parents who are looking to network and being like part of a friendly community while receiving the childcare, they want to I want to help them by building the social network. They may have none, or they are very isolated. Parents who need a space to work or study while their children are being looked after. I mean, just because you have children doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to work or study. We want to support parents in continuing their studies and work. I thought, okay, how can I make this possible? What solution can I make for these people? And I come up with my MVP. Let me tell you about my Coffee with Kids. It's a registered social enterprise, CIC, and a community coffee shop for refugees and low-income parents, supporting them and their children by providing an affordable childcare service on site so that the parents can work or study in the cafe at the same time. This is my organization, and this is what I do. But I don't want to do it all right now. Right now, I'm doing part of my organization to be able to achieve my mission and to also serve my beneficiaries, which is providing childcare for refugees and low-income parents. Why do you think I don't want to do it all now? What the reason? Because I don't have money. I don't have space. I can't do all my mission and vision now. But that doesn't mean that I'm not working or I'm far from it. I'm still doing a lot to achieve my mission, but I'm taking it steps by steps. So let's say I want to start this coffee shop. Okay, I got the money. I want to start the community coffee shop in every London borough, my big vision, and I want to start tomorrow. I'm ambitious. I have entrepreneurial spirit. I think I'm well prepared and ready to go. Give me this £20,000 tomorrow and I'm just gonna start. There are many people walking around and they like have a lot of ideas and dreams with that kind of money. I'm gonna do this. But they would have no way to be sure that their dreams is actually a viable social startup without following the steps we have been talking about. If I am interested in the longevity of my business and turning that £2,000 into a steady, successful, meaningful livelihood and an organization, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to design something which is not my big vision, I can't just go straight away and open in every London borough, but it's my MVP. So I work backwards now, go back. What is my scaled MVP? Now, even this might be too big, but it's the solution I'm going to create. I might not even be able to deliver this straight away. I might even go smaller than that and do a pilot. Why? Because it's cheaper, so that I can learn from it. I can deliver a pilot project and still be working toward my overall mission. I learn from it and I can deliver it and understand what is that I'm actually doing, what is the root of what I'm doing or trying to create. I want to open coffee with kids in every London borough, and I want to support refugee parents with a community space and an affordable childcare service. So I'm starting somewhere. I'm delivering my service to my beneficiaries in the easiest possible way right now. Now I'm actually here. I realized after my pilot that I cannot right now have the entire coffee shop by my own for many reasons, cost being the main one, but I can still do a smaller version of my original MVP. I'm still working towards having my scaled MVP, which will be my coffee shop. I want to have that permanent space. And of course, I'm working towards my big vision. So, what I want to explain to you all today is that it's okay to build a solution, build your MVP, but not deliver on all of it straight away. You are still working toward your big vision and MVP. You can adapt and work toward it. Because I'm still working toward my scaled MVP. It's still delivering to my beneficiaries as a community coffee shop, place for parents, especially refugees, to make difference, to make friends, to build social network, a space that provide affordable childcare for refugees and low-income parents while they work or study. But if we look at it now, I don't have a coffee shop. But I do have a community space where refugee parents can come and have a social network and free childcare service. I don't have a branch in every London borough, but I do have partners. I do have partners who provide us space whenever needed in 2 different locations in London. This is a little bit different than what we originally designed, but we are still working toward our scaled MVP. You can see that we have built from our MVP, proved our service is needed, and then adapted our MVP to build on it, to work toward a scaled MVP and towards our big vision. Does that make sense? Now, we are going to be working in our social business plan, in identifying our beneficiaries and the market. This is really important. Who are you working with? This is section 3. I want to share with you my working example of my business plan from ideas into action when I started doing all of these. So, about my beneficiaries. These are my beneficiaries, as I said, asylum seekers, refugees, low-income parents. What they need, what are their problems, and then I identified their problems. They don't have childcare, they don't have employment, they are isolated. What is my solution? What I am providing? So I'm giving them access to affordable childcare. I'm just looking, after their children while they work or study, place to relax, make friends, place to meet other people, and etc. What is my evidence? My own lived experience, my story. I know it works because I have been through this. And also I have a lot of friends like me, refugees. I work with her turn, women like me, they have children, they are working or studying, they don't have social network, and they don't have childcare support. And this is where we work on our MVP. This is section 4. What are your services for your MVP? This is where you need to start very simply describing what your product or service is. You want to, at this stage, be as simple as possible, describing what it is, what makes it unique, and how you are going to pay for it, finance it, or is it free for beneficiaries? Let me give you my example as well. So I have, my example was, or my idea was, a community coffee shop. And I also wanted to include the affordable childcare service. They are separate, but they work together. Can you see how this was a work in progress? My MVP is different now, but it started like this. Community coffee shop, place for parents, especially refugees, and then the other part was affordable childcare service. And then I started to present my unique selling points and the business model and the finance. It's going to be free for asylum seeker because they can't afford. And if you are working, you can contribute, but also it's affordable and cheap. Okay, we are going to break out now for 35 minutes. It's not 15 minutes, it's going to be 35 minutes, I believe. You will be in the same groups where we still first for 15 minutes, works on your social business plan, looking at who are your beneficiaries. What is your MVP going to be? Describe it. We will be working in section 3, 4, and 3 and 4 of the social business plan tool. This is the part, the first part, which is the 15 minutes. And then we will be sharing our work with our peers for the next 20 minutes. And the second part of the breakout, you are going to present your work and get feedback from your peers. In this breakout, you are going to share one of the following that you have been working on: mission, vision, values, or MVP. You will then present this and get feedback from peers on your work. This will be moderated. This will be managed by your group facilitators. Sorry, just missed something. Okay. Now, in this breakout, you are going to be presenting your work for 1.5 minutes. Please choose only one piece of work that you did today to present. You are then going to get feedback from the group. Right now, just listen and don't respond to the feedback. For now, just take notes. This is for you. For the feedback givers, listen very carefully and please be constructive, supportive, and kind in your feedback. You will have 30 seconds to give feedback and your facilitator will moderate the feedback session to stick to time. Make sure to focus on things that you like adding positive and helpful suggestions, and any tips and connections that you may have. Always remember to take feedback like a champ. It can be hard to present and to get feedback, but this is a safe and supportive environment for you to talk about your ideas and your organization in a public arena for the first time. These are your peers and your supporters. Okay? Ready? Let's break out.
Everyone join me in saying thank you to Mariam for an amazing workshop. It's so inspirational to hear your story, Mariam, alongside the theory. The theory's boring. Your story is insightful, interesting, and inspiring. And that's why, and that was, guys, that was Mariam's first ever delivered workshop. I know you wouldn't think that because you're amazing. So Mariam, thank you so much. And really, really well done. It was excellent. It was really, really excellent. And being in those breakout rooms as well was amazing. I don't know how everyone else found it, but really awesome to hear what you guys are doing and the start of the journey. So on that one, if everybody could also scan this QR code, please, or Bija Saholo, if you could just put the link in the chat and give us some feedback. I want people to tell me that I have made you run over 5 minutes into your evening. Only 1 minute so far, but it'll be 5. We're very nearly done. But also, please give Mariam some feedback on her delivery, how you found things, how you found the format, because we can only get better by being told what we need to do better. So please give us feedback, just like we were giving you feedback just now. Embody that. Now, what's coming up is some very interesting upcoming turn workshops, not Ideas into Action. The next Ideas into Action one is in 2 weeks, but you're part of Turn's community, so there's some interesting Turn workshops coming up. The first one is on Tuesday, the 28th of November, from 5:45 to 7:45. It's online. It's Make Your Brand Booster. Now, not everyone's going to go to this. Don't worry. We will invite you. Me and Bija Saholo will be in touch, and we will invite you. And the reason why is because we have another one in January. So we have some people doing it now and some people doing it in January. So we'll be in touch if you're doing it now. We also chatted a little bit with you in strategy sessions, and some people said, I don't want to do branding yet. So we've taken that into process. But this is an awesome workshop, and we work with real professionals. You saw Mariam's brand. She got that through the Ideas into Action program as well. So we will invite you to that, but one that everyone can come to. And I know I've spoken to a few people about this, is My Financial Plan, which is next Thursday, the 30th of November from 5:45 to 7:45. That's all about financial planning. If you are interested in that, please message on the group and we will invite you. We don't want to spam you on WhatsApp and on email. We want to come to things you want to come to. So just let us know if you want to come to that. But it's a super important workshop. If you're a bit like financial planning's too soon right now, I don't want to do that, it's going to overwhelm me, don't worry, we will have a social enterprise specific one in January as well. Okay, but this is super helpful, and I do recommend if you're doing stuff already to come to that. Okay, that's next Thursday. And finally, book your Spark sessions with just a Holo or with me. Scan the QR code, visit the link that Bija Saholo's put in the chat just now, and book those sessions. We are here to work for you. We're not going to book them for you. If you want to book them in a month in advance, you can do that. My calendar gets booked up quickly. First come, first served. Book those sessions. I love these Spark sessions. I know Bija Saholo does. Tell us what you want to work on. This is a great example as to where you could come into the session and say, I want to work on my vision, mission, and values, which I've been working on. We can review it. We can give you feedback. We can have a discussion. You found the feedback useful, I'm sure. We can do that in our Spark sessions. You can WhatsApp us with your mission statements. We have access to your business plan. Please, guys, This is what we're here for. This is literally our jobs. It's a pleasure and a privilege for us to do this. So please book these sessions. Let's work on this together. You're not alone in this journey. And nobody's got a perfect mission statement tonight or vision statement. It's constantly changing and evolving. So scan this QR code if you work with Bija Solo, or scan this QR code if you work with me, and book those Spark sessions. I want to see at least 3 when I open my emails tomorrow morning. Okay, that's it. Thank you for staying for an extra 5 minutes. Thank you to Mariam once again, and thank you to the fantastic facilitators, Diana, Basil, and Bija Saholo. It's been lovely sharing this Wednesday evening with you guys. We will be in touch very soon, and have a great evening. How exciting. I'm really excited about the rest of this journey.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Thank you.
Well done,
Bless
everyone.
you.
Well done, Mariam.
Lovely,
You
lovely.
Thank you. Bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.